Okay, here we go.
All right, we can call this meeting to order. We're here. We have no public comments. We're still searching for minutes from the last meeting of the whole. Clerk Scott Dillman is not here. Nothing from insurance tip. Do you have anything?
No, not really. We're kind of working with Flanagan's on a TIF for the building on the north side of the street, but he's having some difficulty getting it together, putting it in paper, but that one's going to be in progress.
Okay. Buildings and grounds, nothing, Morgan's not here. Do you have anything, Beth?
No, regularly.
Okay. Streets and alleys by Cassini, so we're here to discuss, Taylor Street drainage issues that we're having, I don't know. Do you wanna start? Do you wanna start? Do you wanna start? We have a drainage issue in front of the elementary school.
Yeah, so, first of all, let's do that, don't know Jerry, but Jerry, it's our building committee, been with our board for 15 years. We experienced around for a decade, I think, somewhere around there with the water line. We met about, there's a growing concern. Our concern now is for the spring and about the kids playing with that water. These last things, every time we get a rainfall, that's where that water is. And it has been since I think that one. There is some pavement now over that. But before that, it was in one pile. And at that time, Jerry and I both talked to the village as well. They had to do something because there was so much activity down there. So that's why we're here. We had a nice meeting about a month ago to discuss what our options were and kind of what we might have here to look at that.
Yeah, so we met with the school district, Dr. Valence Greg, about a month ago and went over kind of what the problem was. And then we went back and put together a proposal to give to the village at their last board meeting. And then I understand there was some questions and discussion on that. So I wasn't here, so I can't speak to what was brought up, but I don't know if anyone was here that wants to go over what was discussed. So I think a lot of it had to do with responsibility and cost sharing.
Yeah, I think some of the trustees had concerns, because of the blacktop project, and I think Tim had mentioned that it might have caused some of the issues, so then the trustees that weren't in the meeting that we had just had questions, so then it was just easier to all come together and figure it out.
Sure.
Neil, what would the solution be?
So the village did a storm drainage project there, and I don't know, Jerry, did you want to say something real quick? Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
when we did the blacktop project, that casting was 8 inches higher. We took the main casting off. I had a inverter class, put an inverter casting on the surface.
Okay.
That's why that's dished out there. So we tried to rectify the situation with the blacktop project the best we could, without getting to a major problem. And then, of course, when we sold the sewer system, now water, now sanitary line.
Right.
And that's where it always was designed to go. Schools built.
So yeah, Jerry's correct. I mean, the village did a storm drainage project there. I want to say it's 2014. And I believe the school district came in several years later, maybe like 2018 or so, and paved that lot as well as paving the right of way. So it's kind of hard to tell, you know, chicken or the egg, what came first, whether the drainage, I'm assuming the drainage issue wasn't as bad when there's gravel there because it was soaking into the ground quicker. But now it's, you know, it's broken up the asphalt. So I think that's probably part of the discussion. I wasn't involved as far as when the paving was done, so it's hard for me to attest to what it wasn't an issue.
The main, we always got away with it because, you know, it went down the sanitary line, so we got rid of the water. But now the Aqua's dragged it down on that.
And they actually changed out the manhole cover. So over a year
ago, I believe,
See, Mike, come in.
with the air, the watertight.
Watertight lid, yeah.
Before we just had a steel plate on it.
Yeah.
And that's,
So that's probably where the water was going before, so that lid got changed out, probably made things worse. In addition, and probably some of the asphalt paving obviously wasn't allowing the water to seep into the ground, so I'm assuming it's a combination of things.
so what would your solution be?
We'll have to go out there and do some survey work to figure out the best place to put the inlet. Because, I mean, we can see where the asphalt's broken up, but maybe that's not the best place to put it. We would connect into that existing upstream inlet, cut into that structure and run a pipe further to the east, hoping the grades work out. It sounds like it's pretty shallow already. But that would be our proposed solution, and that was part of the design proposal we gave you at the last meeting, so.
Dr. Phelan, my only question would be, as far as the cost, I mean, right now, we don't know what it would be until you looked at it, but, would the village be totally responsible?
I had not talked to our board about, I would obviously get back to the report to them on the 17th about this discussion, but in terms of overall cost, I wasn't at this last meeting, so I don't even know what that estimated cost is. And I don't know if it was even discussed, but-
We
We
had
didn't get
discussed
past
it.
that proposal that
This
you
is
have.
what-
Yeah, that's where we stopped at.
So,
We'll provide an estimate once the plans are designed, and we'll have a better idea of how much pavement we need to remove, because that's obviously a big ticket item on this. Not knowing how far out we need to go to grade, to make it grade and drain from, we don't want to go into the school district's property, we probably want to confine all the improvements in the right of way. But having said that, we're gonna be cutting through probably good asphalt to get to that existing inlet, just to tie onto it, so. Those are dollars we don't know yet, I guess. I could throw a quick budget together, but it's not gonna be, at this point, it's probably not worth it.
so to answer your question, that's probably the first question that's gonna be asked again, is how much are we talking?
Yeah.
Without knowing that, I would feel comfortable answering.
Could we move forward with Leo looking at it?
Mhm.
Get a
Well,
cost?
That's what the $6,000 thing that stopped us was, the first estimate we discussed at the meeting. And that's where we stopped. So
This way you could present it in front of the board. We could look at the total cost of the project and make a decision on.
After the design.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for,
Yeah.
yeah, it's certainly not.
Because right now, I mean, it's gonna rain and it's gonna fill up with water and we're not doing it. So we either need to move forward or do nothing. So I think we need to move forward.
I know we don't want to do nothing. None of us want to do
No,
nothing.
but we do want to do
Right,
something.
and the argument, and I don't want to speak for any of our board, but one of the arguments from some of our board members are gonna be, this isn't our property.
Well, we should get the numbers first.
Right.
So we have something tangible to talk about. Otherwise, we're just discussing it among ourselves.
I don't have an issue with that.
You know, why don't we do that? Why don't we get a proposal together? This is what's gonna cost and the board could figure out how we can approach this and with your input. And we'll go from there. Right now, it would be just speculating like who's gonna pay for what. We don't even know what's involved.
And I would suggest to, like, going forward, if the district does do work on the village right away, that the village is given an opportunity to at least have some input on that, just so we don't run into situations like this where we're pointing fingers as to who's responsible, so we can address these things before they become an issue like this.
Agreed. But we did, though, when we did this project, we did talk to, there wasn't
The
anybody at
group,
this
no.
table, so that's why I was.
Fair enough, that's fair enough.
We used to do it, we used
Yeah.
to do it without.
Well, I know there's always gray area with school districts and their permits with the regional office, so
Oh, yeah.
I understand that, but when you cross into the right of way, that's when the village should probably be given plans or something, just to review, but.
Yeah,
So- Sorry, go ahead.
Marty and John both.
Okay,
What was going
fair
on?
enough, then I'm not saying you didn't, I'm
Yeah.
I'm re-emphasizing.
Well,
things,
yeah.
So that way there's no issues going forward, so.
So the only way to figure out what we have to do is that's,
We need to
pointing
go out
it
there
to
and
him,
survey, because I
right.
don't want to design something off of eyeballing it.
Right.
Especially when we have very little fall and very little cover out there. And like I said, we may decide to move where the low point is just to get it out of the way of the bus traffic, I don't know. Those are just things I'll want to take a look at, as well as what the existing pavement grades are that we have to tie into on your property line as well as at the edge of the road. So.
Neil, I think that there was some question about that storm sewer to the east being adequate too.
right.
We are going to the west.
Oh, you're going to go to the west,
Yes, there's
tie
an
into the one
existing
that went
inlet
there,
that
that's
drains
fine,
to Griffin
that's
Street.
good,
because-
that's in real good shape,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, that
west
one's the
is
one
much
that was
better.
Installed in 2014.
I thought you said east, so,
Yeah,
but
Sorry.
west is good.
going west.
So
So-
for the board members that are here, you in agreement that we
Yes.
move forward?
Oh, yes,
And
very
Neil
much
just
so.
Look at it. see
Yes,
what's the best-
especially since we're going west.
Yes, yeah. I'm just saying we might move the low point
Is
east
that-
is all I'm
is
saying.
that
Gotcha.
satisfactory?
Oh, that's what you said,
That
yes,
is,
I got you.
Until we
No.
get numbers to look at, we're speculating and
Right.
we don't know where we're at.
Totally agree.
So we can't worry about who's gonna pay for it right now, because we don't know what absolutely the cost of this is.
Yeah, our main concern, and frankly, that I understand, is that we can alleviate that situation, so, number one, we don't have.
Right.
If you think back to your power rates, we
Yeah.
did see a
Yeah.
bond. and they don't
Yeah,
wanna
they
run
want to go
up-
right into it. Yeah.
So we've received some of those concerns from parents, so
Yeah,
I think it jointly by looking at it, would be like some good thing.
I
Agreed.
think we're all under agreement.
Okay, the problem is, Ben, though, that this is what stopped us. Somebody has to pay this $6,300 for Ben, or not Ben, I'm sorry, for
That's okay.
Neil
Pay me.
to do things, right, to figure out
The
all
upgrade
these other
stuff.
numbers. So that's the problem, the
Well,
$6,000.
I don't have any problem with
No, I
us
know,
paying.
that's what the trustees, that's
Yeah,
what,
I know
Right.
that's what we ran into, yeah.
Forward, and I
Yeah.
think, we'll be able to find that money.
Yes,
I'm looking at you.
yes, no, we have it. In fact, we put some money in the sewer account to
Just to help.
manage stormwater,
to
and
manage
it's
that,
the
yeah.
perfect account to take the 6,000 out of.
About it, and that won't resolve the problem, so I think Neil needs to go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sounds like we have the money to pay Neil.
We
on
do.
this.
We do
After
have it.
We get the figures, we'll present them to Dr. Palin, and then we'll
Yeah.
discuss further.
Yes,
Right now, it's just guessing.
right. No, I think Ben's
That was-
summarized it just fine.
That was the point of it. We just have
And
to,
if it's under $20,000 for construction, I mean, we can do it as a change order of the existing KVCC contract if the board wants, or we can bid it out if you want, get 3 proposals. Completely the village's prerogative, I'm just saying,
I
That-
think, if it doesn't exceed 20,000, you can,
okay,
you don't have to send it out on the bid, right?
correct.
Am I
Correct.
Right, so
Yeah.
we,
So, we
I actually
can
think it
make-
might be 25,000.
it's 25,
Yeah.
yeah, we just had this discussion
But
about
we
the
can,
roofs.
we can make the decision at a board meeting, to move forward on it, and in that way, all parties involved are satisfied. Otherwise, nothing's gonna get done.
Mhm.
So-
Right.
May I
Good.
ask one question, what is the timeline on something? And I'm not being pushy at all.
Wow, Don.
No, I'm gonna make sure this gets done like right away. I wanna get the field work done right away because I know KVCC is gonna be working on that North Main Street project, so I wanna make sure that this times out with that and get it done before school's back in session. I'm
We had
assuming
talked
that's your
Yeah.
biggest concern. I would assume the village doesn't want construction going on in front of the school.
no, not during
s-
school.
You know, and during school periods, so that would be my emphasis to get this done as quickly as possible.
And again, we've got the money easily to pay for this job.
Mhm.
So, yes,
So yeah, we'll move this field work up on the schedule and make sure it gets done right away, so.
Thank you.
Frank?
The one thing is on that, I see that the papers that I gave you in that picture, it showed a red line.
Yeah.
It showed the part that the park owned and the part that you owned.
Yeah.
I think possibly it should be split.
Well, Dr. Phelan, I think once we get the figures, we present it in front of the board, and then we can decide.
I think that's very appropriate.
You know, right now, the line, I don't know who drew the line. I know where the map came from. You can pull it up online, but we need to get it fixed. And Neil sounds like he wants to get on it right away, and we want it done before school gets back in session. And then all the incidentals, I guess you can call, we'll get it figured out.
I think we can figure that out between the 2 boards.
I mean, the village does not want to pay anything more than they have to, but we have to maintain the village. And unfortunately, it's the cost of doing business. So.
Jamie, has your board been in touch with Aqua in this situation at all? Doesn't anybody think that maybe they have some responsibility? In addition,
I don't think so.
no,
Stormwater shouldn't be going in the sewer system anyway,
Right.
so I mean, that was probably a
it's.
luxury at the time.
Their sources.
What's that?
Their sewers.
Yes, their sewer
Yeah,
is
correct. In their
sanitary.
Sanitary, in their sanitary sewer system, they should not
Which
be having.
caused the sinking. Their water main is broken twice, three
Well,
times.
that, yeah,
They're
that I
taking
can't speak to,
dig-ups.
but
I mean, it never used to be the depression, I mean, it's now. It's getting greater all the time, and depression is the issue. It's the bond. But has anybody contacted them to just say, hey, is any of this, do you guys feel responsible for this at all?
No.
the plans were, I have not, I mean, the plans we're showing show the water main right off the edge of the road, like a couple feet is all off the north side of the road.
That's the issues there.
Okay, well, I have not, I mean, I can, I know it gets really gray when you're asking a utility company to come back and fix something, you know, I don't know how many years, when was the last time it broke?
Probably 2015.
I can contact Angie from Aqua and just see, get a feeling from her on, it and let them know that we're doing this and what their feelings are. I just spoke with her about another project in Lake Watauga, so.
We will wait to hear back from you.
Yeah.
If whenever that's done, again, there's no rush, that's not why I asked that question.
Oh, no, I
Just
get
it. No.
Timeline perspective.
Believe me, you're
that's
not the
kinda how
first
we
person to
think,
ask.
so,
Trying to get it-
Gonna get moved along.
We'll get together.
Yeah.
As long as you are happy with that, I think, we're all in agreement.
You're
And we
satisfied.
do have the money to pay
Yeah.
for this project, and then we'll figure out, what's happening is and worry about it.
I agree.
Okay, thank you.
All right, with that, this meeting of the whole, unless there's anything else, we can adjourn it till our next meeting. Thank you, everyone.
Earmarked for doing like things like this, like sewer separation.
It is, but we've
Thank you.
actually got money that people paid into the sewer that we can also use.
Oh,
We've got $140,000 in the bank that basically is waiting for something like that.
oh, okay.
Like last year, somewhere down that street, we spent like $2,500 on another issue.
No, it's not on. Can you turn the video?
It's off.
It says recording right there.
Turned it off.